sunshine! Welcome to my channel, Alex in the Sunlight. I'm Alex and I'm so happy to see you. Please like this video, comment down below any requests or ruminations that you may have, and please subscribe so we can spend more time together and just go on this journey together. I really appreciate it. Okay, so the purpose of today's video is to just gain some insight into what we can expect for the coming week of September 15th to the 22nd, which just so happens to be my birthday. So yeah, let's dive right in. The overall energy for the week is 9 of arrows or swords in traditional tarot in reverse. And just right off the bat, that lets me know that whatever we have been fearful of, whatever has been causing us stress or anxiety, whatever we've been toiling away at, right? Because the imagery, this woman, she's been aiming and firing all her arrows and just kind of like haphazardly missing her target. But the name of this card in this particular deck, the Wildwood Tarot, is dedication. So she looks a little weary, she looks a little worse for wear, but she's not giving up. And in traditional tarot, I believe the imagery is a woman kind of sitting upright with her head in her face in her hands, in the middle of the night, almost like she just woke up from a nightmare. So, you know, you may have been dealing with some fears, some anxieties. You may feel like you've been working at something for, a while, and you're waiting to see results or that kind of energy. But this in reverse lets me know that this week you may still feel all of that, and it may really start to come up and bubble up, but it's coming to a head so that you can release it. We're leaving this energy behind. So, and it makes a lot of sense because the 22nd, first day of autumn, it brings in the new season. So everything from the beginning of this year to the summer, all of that, it got you to this point. But at this point, we are feeling all the feels, we're feeling all of those emotions so that we can let them go. Because the new season is the new season, right? The animal spirit guide for us this week is the bee. It's beautiful. So that's interesting because I was just talking about you may feel like you've been toiling away at something. So bees, their hard work and their perseverance is literally necessary for all of us to eat, to live. Their tirelessness, the pollination, that everything that bees do for the environment sustains it, right? And it's interesting because they're in danger at this point. So I feel like that energy it's reminiscent of, we can almost think of ourselves as these bees, they're endangered. They're dying at alarming rates. I don't mean to be morose, but it's the truth. So, think of yourself as this busy bee who just may need a break in order to continue this necessary work that you offer to the collective, to the world. Even if you don't think that what you do helps in any way, it does. You being here, period, that helps. So let's find out what particular message the bee holds for us this week. This makes a lot of sense. Okay. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then sting. So when in balance, bee energy is content, active, and vibrant, right? But when out of balance, bee energy is overworked and annoyed. So that makes perfect sense. That goes right in hand. So this week, you may be feeling overworked. You may be feeling like really irritated and, like the fruits of your labor aren't being shown in the way that you want, or, the results aren't matching the effort that you're putting in. So that is an indication, not that you're right and that everything you've been doing has been for naught. It's an indication that you need to take a break, right? Give yourself a break. Give this dedicated, bee energy within you a break. You need to take a nap this week, okay? And from the angel oracles, lovely, receptivity, right? When you take a step back from tiring situations, from situations that feel like they're just draining you of energy, and you allow yourself time to kind of regroup, you're able to receive from that space, right? You're able to you've probably noticed, you get all of these downloads, you start having, better ideas, the creative juices within your mind are just flowing, and you start getting excited to go back to work. But that excitement comes from taking that quiet time to take a step back from all of that, so instead of anxiety, it's enthusiasm. You transmute all of that anxious, fidgety energy into enthusiasm and excitement and like rejuvenation. And you can get back to whatever you were doing. You can get back to the work, but from a place of calm and peace and creativity. And so the work will be that much better for it, right? In the book, it says, take the time to still your mind and find your silence within. Dedicating even just a few minutes a day to quiet contemplation will help you become more receptive to the spirit of light that allows you to see clearly and find peace and harmony with the universe. Beautiful. That's exactly it. A little prayer you can say to yourself this week. I still my mind and open to the spirit of light that permeates all things. I am at one with the universe, and I gratefully receive its blessings. So when you take that time out this week, even though it may feel like you may feel like you don't have the time to take the time out, right? But you really do. You need to make the time so that you can come back better and stronger. And that will manifest new opportunities, new blessings. You have nothing to lose. You'll feel better for it. From the Earth Magic Oracles, we pulled desert, vision quest. I've been having dreams about deserts lately too. That's so crazy. And this imagery is beautiful, right? Deserts are dry, really harsh terrain to live in. And that's kind of reminding me of what we've been talking about, right? When you work yourself to the bone, right? It feels like, you're just walking on barren land at that point. You haven't taken a step back to nourish yourself with water, right? That toiling away, it's just reminding me of just like, the harshness of the desert, how strong, how determined you really have to be to live in that kind of climate. So when we think about like all of the vegetation, the plant life, or the animal life that resides in the desert, they persevere every season and they make it until the rains come, right? Allow the rains to come for you this week so you can get that nourishment to go back at it again. Let's see what it says inside the book. A vision quest is a process whereby you spend a few days in the wilderness alone. Typically, you carry only water and some sacred items with you, and you spend most of the time praying or meditating. Many who have completed a vision quest assert that it is a powerful and even life-changing experience and report vivid and profound revelations. It is said that the desert does not lie, so partaking in this can help you discover the truth about your purpose, or at least give you some clues. It is time for you to go on a vision quest. Designate a place in nature in which to dwell, whether for a couple of hours or a few days. Spend the majority of your time while there, praying and meditating. It is best to be in a location where you can truly find solitude, even if it is in a quiet corner of a park for an afternoon. Wherever you go, take your question, concern, or challenge with you into prayer or meditation. Allow it to float around in your consciousness and watch what shows up. This is one of the more powerful cards. By drawing it, whatever other messages you may have received are amplified threefold. Okay, so sit down somewhere. Like, literally, I don't know where you live, so not all of us have access to parks or the desert or what have you, but even if you just go buy a plant and sit with it at home, or, just take some time, you can just take a nap, something, sit down somewhere. Because as soon as you take that time out, not only do you send a message to yourself, to your body, that you are worth that time, you are worth that rest, you also send a message to the universe like, I am ready. I am ready for answers. I am ready for clarification. I am ready to move on from this, whatever it is, right? Because at this point, you're just too tired, and all of that fatigue is exasperating the fears or anxieties that just naturally come up when you're on your grind, like when you are doing everything that you can to be the best version of yourself, no matter what that looks like. It's hard. You're trying to take care of this thing and that thing all at the same time, and yourself, and you can burn out. But when you burn out, or before you get to a burnout, you need to recognize that in order for you to really continue forward in optimal shape, it's important to rest. It's important to take breaks. And you can look at it as a vision quest, right? How magical. Like, I'm taking this break to go on a vision quest. This rest that I grant myself allows me to see clearly the way forward, right? That's beautiful. And the next card we pulled from the Sacred Geometry Activations deck is conception. Beautiful. All these oranges and blues. I love that combination. And it says, the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. Right. When you take this break, when you meditate, when you pray, when you find that quiet time, you can access this focused awareness. And from there, you can manifest whatever it is that you're working towards. Because that's creative energy. We all burst into life here through that energy, right? Through creation. Conception, the place where everything begins. So, this week is the end of a season. So the following week will be a new beginning. So look at this time as the time to focus before the new conception of bigger and better dreams and opportunities, new opportunities that will eventually come as a result of dreaming those dreams, right? But you can't get there if you don't give yourself that time. So really pay attention to how you feel, pay attention to your body. If you need to take a bath, if you need, like I said, I keep saying take a nap. I hear it in my head, take a nap, take a nap. So whatever it is that calms you down, if you do live by a park, please go. If you live by the beach, really go. Whatever it is, if you have a garden, if you have a yard, or like I said, if you live in an apartment and you have plants, sit with your plants. Whatever you need to do to connect with that grounded energy this week so that the following week you can burst forth anew, right? And the last card we pulled from the Goddess Power Oracle is Artemis. Oh my gosh, Artemis in reverse. Focus. This is wild. Okay, so it really confirms everything else, you guys. Like, we need to sit down somewhere this week, right? Because we've been so focused on our goals, and that's beautiful. That's great, right? You're doing your thing. You're doing what you need to do. But when you focus too hard and you have all of these expectations and you have a way that you think things are supposed to go, you can get a little crazy, right? You're just like gripping so tight. Like it's like, upright. She's holding a bow and arrow. She's focused, like she's about to release that arrow. But imagery, right? The arrows in this card, she was focused, but then all of that fear, all of that anxiety got in the way, and she missed her target. So this just lets me know, like, okay, we have to take a step back from all of that, that focus that would normally be productive, because it's now turning into counterproductive energy, right? Because we're not able to actually see straight. When you're so tired you can't even see or think straight, why would you want to aim at your goal in that state of mind? It's not going to work out well for you, right? So in the book, let's see what the messages from Artemis say. Sometimes you can be so focused on one thing, one way, one outcome, or one expectation that you run the risk of losing the opportunity to experience what you genuinely desire. You may be so fixated that you become blind to what is truly yours and what will be in your best and highest good. The goddess of the hunt offers this alignment task. Soften your focus and allow the fulfillment of your desire to come to you as it will. Whether you hit your mark now is not the point. Rest your eyes and release the tension in your body. By taking this break, you will avoid shooting yourself in the foot and instead recognize that you are so loved. Love, success, and opportunity, all that is truly yours, will not run past you. Call on the goddess Artemis to remind you of this truth. Okay, so listen. We are definitely living in times where everybody has some kind of hustle and everybody has some kind of dream and goal that they're going after, and that kind of energy, that go-getter energy is definitely most of the time positive, and we can feel like we're being rewarded when other people see how much we're doing. It feels good when they're like, wow, you're working so hard, you're doing all of this stuff, but that in turn makes it feel really bad when they don't say that, right? Sometimes it can feel like as soon as you stop, it's like you never did any work in the first place, right? It's like all of that stuff that you were so happy to be recognized for just falls off the map, right? Because you took a break. You took a day to not just be going and going and going. So you may feel pressure this week, even though you know you've got to take a break. You may feel pressure not to, because you're like, if I'm not doing, then nothing is getting done. But as counterintuitive as it sounds, sometimes you're doing the most, you're doing too much. And so then in turn, nothing actually gets done, nothing real, right? Would you rather build with brick or with sand? Okay, so every time you feel pressure this week to force yourself to do more than you are physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually capable of this week, ask yourself, am I building with brick or with sand? Do you want it to be washed away with the tide, or do you want it to last, right? So take the break so that whatever it is that you're working on building, it will last. Remember Artemis, remember your vision quest, go on your vision quest, and remember that from that place, you can receive more, right? I know you want to be a busy bee. We all do. Especially now with all of the different opportunities that are coming up. We live in like a really interesting time where anybody can be anything, right? But like she said, what is yours is not going to go past you just because you took a time out. What is for you will not go past you. Okay? So just remember that this week, because good things are on the horizon and you have nothing to fear, right? You're good. We're all good. We're all going to be okay. Okay, sunshines, that's all I've got for you for this video. Let me know how your week goes. Comment down below and let me know. Like, you can come back every day and just tell me, oh, today I finally took that nap, or today I took a bath, or today I put my phone on airplane mode. Whatever it is, let me know how it goes. Let me know what downloads you may receive, right, from those quiet moments when you're spending that quiet time, because I'm really excited for what's waiting for us all on the other side. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me, your energy with me. I really appreciate it. Okay, the magic in me honors the magic in you. Be well.